Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. It can ruin your life only if it ruins your character. Otherwise, it cannot harm you, inside or out. Dig deep within yourself, for there is a fountain of goodness, ever ready to flow if you will keep digging. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. Nature insists on whatever benefits the whole. The secret of all victory lies in the organization of the non-obvious. Just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter. Why should we feel anger at the world, as if the world would notice? Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect. The most complete revenge is not to imitate the aggressor. Your three components, body, breath, mind, 2 are yours in trust. To the third alone you have clear title. Do not be wise in words, be wise in deeds. If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. That things have no hold on the soul. They stand there unmoving outside it. Disturbance comes only from within, from our own perceptions. Take a good hard look at people's ruling principle, especially of the wise, what they run away from and what they seek out. You should banish any thoughts of how you may appear to others. Remember, matter, how tiny your share of it. Time, how brief and fleeting your allotment of it. Fate, how small a role you play in it. No one can keep you from living as your nature requires. Nothing can happen to you that is not required by nature. It is possible to depart from life at this moment. Have this thought in mind whenever you act, speak, or think. The happiness of those who want to be popular depends on others. The happiness of those who seek pleasure fluctuates with moods outside their control. But the happiness of the wise grows out of their own free acts. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. For there is a single harmony, just as the world forms a single body comprising all bodies, so fate forms a single purpose comprising all purposes. It doesn't hurt me unless I interpret its happening as harmful to me. I can choose not to. Practice really hearing what people say. Do your best to get inside their mind. Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. Your life is an expression of all your thoughts. Adapt yourself to the life you have been given, and truly love the people with whom destiny has surrounded you. It's all in how you perceive it. You're in control. You can dispense with misperception at will, like rounding the point. Confine yourself to the present. What we do in life ripples in eternity. Mastery of reading and writing requires a master, still more so life. To love only what happens, what was destined, no greater harmony. The first rule is to keep an untroubled spirit. The second is to look things in the face and know them for what they are. It's unfortunate that this has happened. No, it's fortunate that this has happened, and I've remained unharmed. Failing to understand the workings of one's own mind is bound to lead to unhappiness. Give yourself a gift, the present moment. Your mind will take the shape of what you frequently hold in thought, for the human spirit is colored by such impressions. Welcome every experience the looms of fate may weave for you. The main thing we were made for is to work with others. External things are not the problem. It's your assessment of them, which you can erase right now. The mind without passions is a fortress. No place is more secure. Once we take refuge there, we are safe forever. Not to see this is ignorance. To see it and not seek safety means misery. A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions. Most of what we say and do is not essential. If you can eliminate it, you'll have more time and more tranquility. Ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary? Everything that happens as it should, and if you observe carefully, you will find this to be so. Humans have come into being for the sake of each other, so either teach them or learn to bear them. A person's worth is measured by the worth of what he values. Whosoever does wrong wrongs himself. Whosoever does injustice does it to himself, making himself evil. How much time he saves who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks. Natural ability without education has more often raised a man to glory and virtue than education without natural ability. Bear in mind that the measure of a man is the worth of the things he cares about. I cannot comprehend how any man can want anything but the truth. If any man despises me, that is his problem. My only concern is not doing or saying anything deserving of contempt. Never act without purpose and resolve, or without the means to finish the job. The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. The wise man sees in the misfortune of others what he should avoid. Be satisfied with even the smallest progress and treat the outcome of it all as unimportant. Put an end once and for all to this discussion of what a good person should be and be one. Dwell on the beauty of life, watch the stars, and see yourself running with them. You don't love yourself enough, or you'd love your nature too and what it demands of you. People who love what they do wear themselves down doing it. They even forget to wash or eat. To understand the true quality of people, you must look into their minds and examine their pursuits and aversions. External things are not the problem. It's your assessment of them, which you can erase right now. You have to assemble your life yourself, action by action. No one was ever injured by the truth, but he who persists in self-deception and ignorance is injured. What does not benefit the hive is no benefit to the bee. It's a disgrace in this life when the soul surrenders first while the body refuses to. The opinion of men is of no value if none of them know anything about the subject. Your task is to stand straight, not to be held straight. If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake in any thought or action, I shall gladly change. I seek the truth, which never harmed anyone. The harm is to persist in one's own self-deception and ignorance. Nothing befalls any man which he is not fitted to endure. When pain is unbearable, it destroys us. When it does not, it is bearable. The cucumber is bitter. Then throw it out. There are brambles in the path. Then go around. That's all you need to know. You're better off not giving the small things more time than they deserve. It's silly to try to escape other people's faults. They are inescapable. Just try to escape your own. Past and future have no power over you, just the present, and even that can be minimized. You shouldn't give circumstances the power to rouse anger, for they don't care at all. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. No man is happy who does not think himself so. Without a purpose, nothing should be done. The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. Stop whatever you're doing for a moment and ask yourself, am I afraid of death because I won't be able to do this anymore? Death smiles at us all. All a man can do is smile back. People who labor all their lives, but have no purpose to direct every thought and impulse toward, are wasting their time, even when hard at work. Life is short. Do not forget about the most important things in our life, living for other people and doing good for them. Be like the cliff, against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it. Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason, which today arm you against the present. A man's true delight is to do the things he was made for. Tranquility is nothing else than the good ordering of the mind. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. The best answer to anger is silence. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Let not your mind run on what you lack, as much as on what you have already. Receive wealth or prosperity without arrogance, and be ready to let it go. Nothing that goes on in anyone else's mind can harm you. To the wise, life is a problem. To the fool, a solution. Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength, which will always spring up, if thou wilt always look. Our anger and annoyance are more detrimental to us than the things themselves, which anger or annoy us. The mind in itself has no needs, except for those it creates itself, is undisturbed, except for its own disturbances, knows no obstructions, except those from within.